This is Ivy. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, do not adjust your phone. Do not adjust your laptop. Yes, that's right. This is Joseph Samori, and I'm back to bring another episode of Let It Rip. I don't know why I was expecting that, but you know what? I just was. For some reason, you people out there have told me to trademark this fart sound, but other people have told me this is exactly what would happen if I called it Let It Rip.
Exactly.
But no, let it rip. I don't know why you people can't wrap your minds around that. You know, it could just be literally like, I guess I want to say like the ripping of winds, but isn't that the same
thing as a fart? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, letting energy out, like just letting all emotion go, letting all that go.
Nobody thinks of it like that.
Well, why not? Is it my fault that this world has warped your minds into thinking that let it rip is a fart sound?
Oh yeah, because you're just like, oh, I let one rip, or it's either that or it's like thinking of Beyblades, like let it rip.
No. And for those of you guys who don't even know what Beyblades are, they're like these top kind of things that were, they're basically just tops that coolly designed tops with like edges and names, and then you actually have a ripper, and then you actually put them in a dome, and then they're supposed to battle it out. But I never had Beyblades. I wasn't.
You
that
definitely
guy.
did. Like with your glasses and the way you talked when you were little, you're definitely like.
I didn't. Do you see any Beyblades around this house right now?
Well, that's now, but okay.
Even then.
Okay, I feel like you didn't own Beyblades, but you definitely like joined them.
Okay, maybe I like sat in there and just watched.
Not once.
Bro,
not twice.
The only Beyblade that I knew was Pegasus.
Oh, they have names?
Yeah, I mean,
you're a nerd!
Why wouldn't they have names? Of course
you're
they
a nerd! They probably had collectibles too, and they probably had limited edition ones. Yeah, I remember them, but like the edges and stuff like that. And like some of them would have like these like flames on them, and the edges would be like
I'm pretty sure
sharp.
We're talking about Pegasus right now. Yay us!
You're a nerd.
That doesn't make me a nerd just for knowing who Pegasus is.
Nobody knows that. Nobody knows that.
All right. Enough about that. Enough. Let's get into the main topic for today. School time, yay. Yeah, so actually, I know I've been slacking a bit late with this week's podcast, but yes, for most of us, school has gotten started. And for actually our co-host here, it was her first week of high school.
What are you talking about? I'm 16 years old.
Oh, yeah, she's 16 years old. She's single or ready to mingle.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
I'm not ready to mingle. Let's talk about that.
Why aren't you ready to mingle?
I'm not doing that. Anyways, if anybody wants to take me to homecoming, I'm available. Currently, because this one...
No, I'm cutting that right... Oh, wait. What were you about to say? This one what?
This one chick in my dance class at school, she asked me if anybody asked me to homecoming yet. And I was like, no. Then I started feeling bad, and I realized it's only Thursday on the first week of school. Of course, nobody has asked me to homecoming yet. Like,
dude, why would
I was thinking, at first I was like, dang, people are already getting asked, and I was like, wait, no, it's only the first week of school.
Yeah. Wait, why are people getting asked during the first week of school?
I don't think people are getting asked.
Homecoming. Okay, so homecoming can span from October. Till December. Like.
Oh yeah.
It can. Homecoming depends on when your game is.
Homecomings in October last year.
I mean that's the normal date for homecoming.
We usually have it in September, don't we?
No. We normally all have it
in October.
When I had it was October 6th or something like that.
I think we're doing September.
You're doing September when?
I don't know. I feel like we're doing September.
I feel like having it in September
tickets are already on sale.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
If it's being sold, if it's happening, like I said, we had it October 6th. That's basically the first week of October. But like, it's only the first month of school. There's no way you're having it like maybe like the last week of September type
That's what
thing.
I thought.
But like, there's no way because like they have to decorate hallways. At least when we did it, you have to do the hallway. There's so much competition.
All the clubs aren't even put together.
Yeah, they're not even like on the.
They only just started advertising for club meetings.
Right, so there's no way they already started homecoming. I just want to take a pause real quick just to let you guys know if you start hearing a little bit. I think it started raining outside. Yeah, I think. Hopefully the background music will definitely cover that. But hey, if you're hearing that, it's pouring. Hey, sometimes we need that rain. It's been a little bit too hot lately.
Yeah, and then wash away the chalk.
It's way too hot to be the chalk. She stepped on my car.
Oh.
She stepped. Let me tell you guys a story. She stood and then put her foot on the window and it made a mark. I don't know. And then she still didn't kill the spider. If she would have killed the spider, it would have been okay. We wouldn't have a problem. In fact, I'd be rejoicing.
Okay, what about my shoe?
One less daddy long leg out there in the world terrorizing people. But she put her pink foot on the car and missed. I don't know where on the car it said, "Yes, hit me with your foot."
It was a cute shoe, and now it has spider guts on the bottom of it.
And whose fault is that? Whose fault is that?
Designer.
Whose fault is that?
We labored in Myrtle Beach that day to get those shoes.
Yeah, and that car was labor to get to where it is now, and then you just put your footprint all over.
It's not even a big footprint. It's just like a little scuff.
Yeah, that's because she's a little person. She has little. You know what? That's an insult to you because that's your whole footprint that's there.
That's not my whole footprint. It was just a little piece.
She's underplaying it. Don't underplay it. Anyways, back to the actual topic. Right. So Skoool. I've been hearing around a lot that actually they lowered. I don't want to say lowered. They pushed back school times. What do you think about that?
I know that right now they're trying to switch because they can't push back school times completely. Push it that we start at 9 and then
they can if they want to.
No, yeah, but then it wouldn't make sense because that means elementary school is gonna get out at 5, 6.
No, you guys can still all start at the same time.
No, we can't start at the same time because we use the same buses. So
that's why they can't.
So they can't.
So
do that.
they push back you guys, and they have to push back me.
Everybody.
Or they can make them earlier.
Yeah, that's what people were saying that they're gonna switch us. But I like getting up early. I don't. It's not
some people don't.
I know some people don't. But I don't like it. But I got used to it already. It's the first week. I get up at 5:40 something when it's still dark out, and but I don't have a problem, and I really like getting home early because I feel with I feel the days are much shorter because I get home at 2 something, whereas in middle school I get home and sit down for 30 minutes. It's already 4. Then do something else for an hour. It's 5, and then the day's gone. And it's
the reason they're even thinking about changing the school starting time, right, is just because it's science that because school starts earlier, that's why teens go to bed late. It's not an inherent thing that all teens just sleep late because we're on our phones, right? No, our rhythm, I forget the word that starts with a C, and I'm not finna butcher it live on air, but so our night rhythm, right, is just now tailored to the fact that we get up early, we have to do homework till a certain time, and now teens just don't get tired till around 11 p.m., which is why we go to bed late, and then again we have to wake up earlier. So really pushing back school times wouldn't necessarily be the worst thing in the world. I remember when I was in middle school, we started school actually they didn't push us back, they actually made us earlier. So we used to start school at 9, and then they moved us to starting school at 8.
I know in PG they start their high school at the same time that we start our middle. I know at the same time that we start our middle school, and so they start their middle school at the same time we start our elementary school. And I was like, so what time that means they start their elementary school at 10.
I mean, that's not the worst thing. You got to think about it. What are elementary schoolers doing? It's not you're telling me to ask me to drop you at the village center with your teeny weeny friends.
Okay, but hear me out. There's a reason why, on Disney, they used to show all the kids stuff super early in the morning because little kids get up early in the morning because they go to bed super early. So I don't know. I know when I was in middle school,
I guess that makes sense.
When I was in middle school, I wasn't waking up 30 minutes before I had to go to sleep or go to school. I was waking up hours and hours before and sitting down and watching TV for 2 hours before I had to go to school.
Which is why they showed all that stuff in the morning.
Yeah,
it was tailored for. But I mean, if we change it, they can change it to where they. I mean, regardless of the fact when little kids get out of school, they're still gonna need to. They're still gonna watch TV.
Okay, but what about sports and stuff? If we get out of school at 4, and practices are 2 hours, we get home at 6.
Hey, they'll bring back 2-a-days. I know some of you out there play sports 2-a-days where you have practice before school and after school. I remember those.
I feel practices before school would probably be what they do.
Yeah, they definitely. Wait, why do you think they have showers in the school? So you take a shower and you change, you go to school.
Wait,
and then
you've had 2 days.
I've never used the showers.
No, I mean, you've
regardless.
had 2-a-days?
Yeah,
for football?
2-a-days. Yep. Used to have those, and then they changed this. So school time, and then also cruel. I think it was Cruel and Unusual. I don't know actually. Let me not quote something, and then somebody comments later and says, "That's not true. He's spreading rumors on his podcast."
Why are you cracking your?
But yeah, they definitely just do 2 days. But you make a very good argument. So like, if they push back school time starting, then why can't we just have school start at 9 and end at 2 still?
Because they need 7 hours
of school?
Yeah.
Do they? Is that actually a thing?
I don't know, but there's a reason why school is always, most people's, like everywhere, is 7 hours about. Yeah.
You know what's funny? You could still you could let the teenagers go, like you could keep this, right, and have school still start at 7 and then let them get to college and they'll still pick early morning classes just because that's just what they're used to. That's what they're adjusted to. Yeah. I mean, because low-key, you think about it, you pick night classes, you're going to still feel tired. You just pick in the morning or middle of the afternoon classes, especially you pick like after lunchtime type, like 2, 3, 4 classes, people are going to start still feel tired. So I feel like it doesn't really matter what time you put class. People who fall asleep and still feel tired are going to still fall asleep and still feel tired. That's just how it's going to go at the end of the day.
Honestly, I've been doing really good with not falling asleep in my class. I only fell asleep in English class once this week, but that was because I was done with all my work and I wasn't done, but it was like a common lit and I was starting a new article and I wasn't going to finish by the end of class anyways. So I was just like, I'll do this at home, and I slept.
Let me tell you, in my comp sci class, so of course I'm starting a 4-year or a new semester at UMBC. So I didn't know anybody in any of my classes until, let's say, comp sci, where I was going in already knowing that, I'm going to have this class with somebody I know, right? So I got in there, I was looking around, and I see her, and I was like, oh, hey, what's her name, Major? I don't want to try and butcher that again. We're just going to call her M. So I saw M, Brian. She was sitting next to her. I was like, oh, okay, so let me come. I was sitting there. And, of course, it's the first week of class, so everything is just reading syllabus, boring stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm literally like, because at the beginning of the class we were like kind of like whispering back and forth, and then I just continued like whispering to her like my comments, everything, and then I looked over because I was like about to pull out a piece of gum and start chewing, so I didn't fall asleep. And I always found like it's rude if I like don't offer the person next to me, because then I want them to just be like putting out their hand like, hey yo, let me get a piece or something. Bro, this is Excel bash time. You know what he did, bro? We're setting up stuff in church. He just takes my car keys and goes, where's the gum? I was like, it's in the car. Takes the car keys, goes to the car. You don't know where it is. He was like, I'll find it. Don't worry. I was like, wow, what? No, he didn't even say, can I? Nope. He literally was patting me down like, where's the? I was like, it's not with me. It's in the car. Took my car keys, went to the car. I was like, this guy, and then he'll be sitting at home eating his noodles all night and not coming up record a podcast. Hey, I want you guys. Nope, I can't. I you know what? Forget it. I don't want you guys to do anything. I just want Excel to know that we see you, okay? We see you for who you really are, okay? Get help.
That's so.
Get help, okay? Anyways, back to the story. So I was gonna offer her a piece of gum. I looked over. She was slumped, like falling over, asleep, bro. And I was like, dang. I didn't move. I just chew my piece of gum and continue. I don't know. I felt a sense of relief because I don't know. Whenever I'm sitting next to, like, if it's not somebody I know like that, and I'm just sitting next to them, I always feel some type of way. Like, oh, I don't want to be in their personal bubble. I don't especially like in a class of like 93 or so kids. I don't want to be. It just irks me because then I'm like, oh, it's hot, it's humid. Oh, what if I'm sweating? She was just asleep. I was like, I finally stretched out my legs. Class just got a little bit better for me. So I honestly feel like people who are tired are gonna still fall asleep regardless. But anyways, tell me about high school. What is your first week showing you? Is it anything like the shows or anything like we tell you?
Well, I don't know about what you guys tell me, but it's definitely not like the shows, obviously. But I mean, I kind of like it. It's like different, but like obviously it's gonna be different. But like, it's just the place is really big, and apparently it's like River Hill is like a normal or like medium-sized high school. Like,
yeah,
there are high schools that are bigger.
There are high schools with 3 floors.
Yeah, no. And I thought like downstairs, like the freshman area would feel, because you guys called it the basement, so I thought it would feel basement-y.
No, because it actually has that. So like it takes the ramp and it comes back around to like the top, so like it kind of levels out because it's on a hill.
Yeah, that's what I noticed when we had a fire drill. I was like,
Yeah,
like,
so it comes
like,
out to
how
like the
come
bottom
you,
floor or
yeah.
the first floor because it's on a hill, so it levels out eventually as it goes up to the top.
That's why it's called the hill, guys.
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. But I just want people to know, so like being at River Hill versus being at another high school is totally two different experiences. Like maybe you can say like, okay, you went to high school and you can group most other high schools together in the same category, but going to River Hill and then going to a different high school already has its own, their big differences. Now why, you might ask? Well, first of all, you go anywhere in Howard County and you say, oh, I went to River Hill, the immediate thing, people will start to look at you with disgust. They will look down on you. Like, I couldn't tell anybody, bro, when I was at community college, I could not tell anybody I went to River Hill, because the moment I said I went to River Hill, they're like, why in the world did you go there?
Wait.
Or you're one of those people.
Wait, what? Well, there's a bad connotation?
It's not necessarily like a bad connotation. It's just that like people just think River Hill is full of stuck up brats.
Okay.
And like they just hate kids that come from River Hill. They're like, you guys are entitled, you guys have this. And I mean, I won't lie, at least the first year I was going there, this is before Jumpstart. So Jumpstart is like this program that has filters in different people from the different high schools into our high school, so it's kind of to help with the overcrowding and then also to help them get a start on college classes at River Hill. So before Jumpstart, it was literally, when I tell you the population, like when I say brown and Asian people outnumbered the white people, like white people were the minority in that school, which is hard to do. Like it was literally, and I don't mean to talk like to be racist or like to judge, but like I don't know, people just, or at least I want to say people, brown people and Asian people just tend to have a certain already, I don't want to say, they just have a certain attitude towards other people, like the kind of like, oh, I'm better than you type attitude, or at least maybe that was just my experience there. My freshman year,
just yours.
My freshman year was just horrible, as in like our neighbor, we had a neighbor, Christine. She was wretched to me until like junior year when we finally became friends. She just hated me. Anything I did was just like, why would you do that? Walk past, even if I tried to not even say anything like funny, just to say something nice. Bye. Like I could never win with her. I could never win with any Asian person at that school my freshman year. Everything, there were so many people that, and I was coming from PG, bro. I would just go back and forth with you. Like that's just it. We're getting into an insult war now. That's just what it was. And even there was one time where I tried to sit down with one guy and was like, why do you hate me? I don't hate you. I just don't like you.
Ooh.
Isn't that the same thing? I don't know. Like, so maybe it was just my freshman year, but like I understand what the outside people were saying. But then you actually go to the school. I mean, of course, we have a different culture at that school. It's very nice. At least my junior, senior year, that's when like people started filtering, and it was way more diverse, at least more black in terms of being black. Like my freshman year, I could count the number of black people on my hand. Like I knew every black person at the school. There was like 5 of us. And then after like junior year, I was like, wow, I actually never seen that guy before. Damn. So like there became more and more black people, which I mean, yeah, it was good. So, but yeah, going to River Hill is definitely a different experience than going to, let's say, if you go to like a high school in Bowie, or if you go to a high school, even another high school within Hoco, they will not look down on you as much as they look down on River Hill. So going to River Hill is definitely a struggle aisle, and I don't know that you'll like get to learn that because like I said, it's way more diverse now. So like I think your gen's gonna be like not as brutal, but like anybody I used to tell that I went to River Hill would just look down and just hate me for whatever reason. I had to hide that fact. And then just out of county people just be like, wait, where is River Hill? And I'd just be like, Howard County. Oh, you go to Howard County.
I mean, I feel like I have a lot to say. I feel like, first of all, with River Hill, one thing about it is it's like very much like high school-y, like kind of like the movies, because like it's just, they literally have everything you can think of. Every club you can think of, they definitely have, except for like ASA or something. But like they have,
what's ASA?
Like something with like African.
Like, of course, because that's the one thing they're lacking.
I think like dance and stuff like that. But like and then another thing, I haven't really had a lot of encounters with like people that I thought were like stuck up and stuff like that. I mean, maybe it's because I grew up here and only like a third of the people, or like half the people I know from like elementary school and middle school, but even like the older people, I don't get like the sense, oh, they're stuck up and rich and stuff like that. And then also, again, I don't know, I feel like River Hill is just like not that bad. And also, that's what I wanted to say, that if a school was to be stuck up, I thought it would be like Merritt's Ridge, because they're like super rich over there. I mean, River Hill is rich, but like Merritt's Ridge is like, everybody's really rich, like country club kind of thing.
I thought that was Glenelg.
No, it's Merritt's Ridge. Merritt's Ridge is the richest area here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
I don't know if we're third or second, because Glenelg might be richer than we are.
I'm not saying like that people were, well, maybe you're right, maybe it's because you did grow up in this county, so like I don't want to say you kind of like just what's that word, assimilated into that culture.
Yeah, I know how to like turn it on and turn it off, like, versus
where I came from, we had to hustle, still got that hustle gene in us, and people, well, I feel like already when I came into River Hill, people were already looking down on us, because like I said, there was only like 5 black people in that school, so like the assumption was literally my freshman year, the guy that plays, his name's Bo Braid. He plays at the University of Maryland. He's a DB, bro. They were like, bro played basketball. Bro played, I don't think he played baseball, but he played basketball. He played football. He was 6'1" as a freshman or something like that. They were like, unless you're 6'1" and a varsity freshman, as a black guy, what are you playing football for, Joe? Because I was literally like, 5'6", I'm playing football and I'm on JV. Joe, you're not getting to the league. So like there were already certain assumptions. I mean, let me not say that, because there was this one, but he was mixed. I'm pretty sure his mom's white. That's the one guy I'm thinking about. But there were definitely like certain assumptions when at least I came into River Hill, and coming in from well, I mean, I didn't come directly from PJ, came from Anne Arundel, but like still there were certain people, like I remember this time me, Sam and Patrick, we went to Giant, bro. I remember that while we were there, we walked in and they walked in fine. I was a little bit behind them, and when me and my brother walked in, we had to take off our book bags and put them down, and then we continued with them, and I was thinking maybe they had to take off theirs too, and they had theirs in the store.
Made you do it?
They were saying because they have a lot of high schoolers that steal from them. But obviously my 2 friends were in there with their book bag on. Oh, I thought I've told that story to so many people, though. Like, we had to take off our book bags. That was like my first like genuine like actual like maybe thing of racism, like when I came here. And then of course after that we've seen a couple like little things after that, but that was I think that was like the eye opener for me, like dang, because then afterwards I was like talking with Sam about it. He was like, sometimes they have us do it, sometimes they don't have us do it. I was like, that was weird to me. Like, they literally walked in before us, they were fine, but they stopped us, made us take off our book bags, and continued going about our days. And then I believe soon afterwards they stopped having people wear book bags, period, inside. I don't know.
I don't go there right after school, so I don't know.
I don't know how true that is now or till today, but I'm pretty sure like right before COVID, like you couldn't wear a book bag and go inside, because, and which makes sense. At the time it was just like, why were they okay but we weren't? Maybe they just slipped in, and I wasn't all mouth then, so I was just quiet. I was just quiet, and I just continued going about my business. If that would have happened to me today, the fight we would have had, that would have been lovely. But
I mean, I've never really had like encounters like that with racism. The only like encounters, like I haven't had anything like that, but like the only ones I would have are like blatant racism, where it's like those like dumb little white boys that like think it's funny to say monkey or chickaboo or something like that, that kind of thing. Or like, bro, one time, cause they called me to the office for this, bro. I remember it was like last year we were doing something with jump rope in PE, and one of the guys hit another guy, and they were like, "Oh, you're whipping me like a slave" or something. And one of my friends, she like took offense, and she wanted to fight them too. And she went to the principal. She went to the PE teacher. She went to the vice principal. She went to the regular principal. It was like so big, and like the principal called me down for like as a witness or whatever. And I didn't hear him say it, but it was definitely something he would say. So I told her that I couldn't necessarily be like write down a statement or anything, because I didn't hear it firsthand.
Right.
But like, yeah, it was And those guys, they say things like that all the time. Like, that's my only, like, kind of encounter with racism.
I definitely feel like there are a lot of those kind of people in this county. Like,
there's a lot.
I don't want to name names. I'm not trying to be like that on the podcast, but there were so many times, especially while we were playing football, like, I would just be like, yo, if this guy wasn't... And then the thing that they would say after is, what? But that's cool. I have a lot of black friends, so... Like, there's one person I'm thinking of particularly right now, because, like, and the thing is, he was the nicest guy, too. I'm pretty sure his little brother has Down syndrome, so, like, him and Emmanuel, like, he loved Emmanuel, you know, him and Emmanuel were so tight just because, you know, his brother also had a disability. So, and my mom really likes his mom, too, but... I don't know. He just seemed like the things he would say, the things he would do, but I don't know. And the thing is, he's so pro. Maybe because his dad's a cop, but like he's so or like no, don't disrespect the flag. People are dying over it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I'm not trying to disrespect the flag. I'm just trying to alert you that like, hey, things aren't okay right now in America, or I went through this and that. I don't care. Don't do that. And like. I don't know. And then, like, especially my freshman year, I was still, like, little in that school. I didn't know as much people as I knew as I went on. So, like, when, like, those little moments would happen on the football field, I'd kind of just be like, dang. Or, like, you know, I just kind of be standing there minding. Like I said, I was on JV. I was second team. I didn't play like that. So, I would just be kind of standing there while first team was doing their thing. And then, you know, my man would just come up to me randomly, and I'd just find myself on the ground. Samori, what happened to you? Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Get your head out and start. Like, those are the kind of things. And like I said, he didn't seem like the kind of, he seems like that kind of person, but like, obviously I'm never like, he was also the person that taught me the vinegar thing. So, and of course, vinegar, and he would emphasize the end part of that. So you see the kind of vibe I'm saying. So, but like I said, I'm not gonna name names. They were definitely, especially around my freshman year. After that, of course, I became way more vocal in that school, and as our presence grew, there's kind of, you know, they kind of just. But like I would still hear a lot, especially during junior year. They were like, when all these fights started happening, when all those black girls came, and I was like, oh. I mean, you guys have had... That's definitely not true. I remember this one time freshman year. We were walking home from school, and this guy just starts beating some kid on his front lawn. It was I remember this guy, he played football. He was always having like some issue or another. Like one day he would not finish practice because, his collarbone popped out or something like that, and he had to, or his shoulder was disconnected or something like that. And they came the next day and they were like, yo, I thought you said your shoulder or something. Yeah, I popped it back into place. We're like, what? Okay. And they're like, next week he was like suspended because he was beating some kid on his front lawn. Like, that's where he lived. You know where we would walk, where the Sharp house is now, like where they live now. So like he lived on that street. So his house was like one of those houses there. He was literally, I just remember him beating. The guy was like on his back, on his stomach. He was just going at some guy on his lawn. I forget what the story was behind that, but there was definitely already the issue, and there was so many issues. I remember our backup quarterback. I'm not gonna say his first name, but Bond was his last name. Our backup quarterback. He had there was some issue with him, and this other girl that. Well, let's just say the team talked about her a lot because. She had some stuff in the trunk. So the team talked about her a lot. And apparently he was supposed to go to HOCO with her. And then all I remember is something happened. I remember when we were like in the locker room and she was leaving our side and she was in tears. She was crying. Next week, all I know is I'm hearing something about her and two other guys, or the backup quarterback and then two other guys. And of course I didn't know people like that, so I couldn't get the full tea, but a lot of things went down with that football team. And then I remember she ended up getting with the kicker, Santi. And they ended up being together for a nice long time. Man, they were actually a cute couple. I actually, support it. There was a lot of scandals that happened at that school, bro. I remember the Tara thing, too. Holy.
I'm waiting for the scandals. Because, like, last year in middle school, the scandals, they were eating, you know? I was always
These scandals are next level. I remember.
Exactly, I'm waiting for that.
We were all innocently all packed inside the gym or auditorium when everybody just gets that airdrop of Tara's pictures just being sent to the school. Holy, it was that kind of bad. Like, when I tell you it was scandals, it was bad. And apparently it was like her best friend of a long time that did that, and she called her a pathological liar, said, how could you, oh my goodness, it was awful.
Not us airing these people's dirty laundry.
Bro, it was aired, Eric, I'm not sending anybody pictures right now. It was airdropped to the whole, and if you didn't have an iPhone or airdrop turned on, that day you were left out, and it was so bad. People were like, what? Looking at other people's phone like, why didn't I get I remember, and that was before I had an iPhone, so I didn't get it, bro. I didn't get it, but I'm literally looking at Eric like, and Eric's making that face at me. I'm like, what? He's literally like, we're like, oh no! Oh my god, that day was so funny. It was wild. And then after that, they completely hated each other. And then I remember,
were you friends with her?
I was friends with both of them too. No, not then. It was the next year. I was friends with both of them. So, and you know how it is being friends with both sides. So one would always tell you one thing, and the other one would always, oh my goodness, it sucked. I don't think they knew I was friends with both of them. I was friends with both of them that junior year, because then senior year Ashley wasn't really in school that much. So, but it was definitely something. I don't know how I like slipped in and out of friendships too. So like we were friends for a little bit, me and Tara, and then after that we just weren't friends anymore. And then same thing with me and Ashley, we were friends for a little bit, and then after that just weren't friends anymore. And it wasn't like, oh, let me actively try and the thing is, people always just like looked at me then in high school like, he's that guy, he's the popular guy, because you know I'm talking to all these people, I'm friends like really close with, or I seem to really close with some of these people, so of course you would think, oh yeah, I hung out with them outside of school, or I didn't do anything.
You didn't hang out
anything like that. No, the only people I hung out with after school was my squad, like the actual squad, which was either the track people or with like Ethan, Zoe, at the Jamie, Monte, like those people are the like actual people I hung out with after school type people. Other than that, like all these quote unquote like popular people you want to talk about, I never.
Yeah, I forgot that you didn't do that really,
because what was the point? Like, and then at the same time, it's like, how am I supposed to like, hey yo, hey, yeah, you wanna, I don't know, go to that party? Like, yeah, like. It would either be me asking, and if it wasn't me, it was some weird like. Chris asked me he wanted to have a sleepover at my house so he could sneak out and go to his. I'm like, what kind of a thing was that? How am I gonna say yes to that? And then explain to my mom how this guy attempted to jump out my window to go to like. It was one of like, so it's either like something like that or like let's go to a party type thing, like so there's no reason for me. I don't know how they did it when they hung out at school. I don't know, maybe did people just not have parents then something?
Yeah, no, that's what defines popularity. It's how much you can go out and how much your parents won't care. I feel like that's the thing. It's not like about character, it's not about looks. It's just if you can go out all the time, then you're popular. Because it's always like the popular ones that are literally out at 12 a.m. at the Village Center on weekdays. And I'm like, y'all don't have parents.
Yeah, do y'all just not have parents or just not have homes? Like, I don't get it. How am I supposed to?
First of all, I can't even hang out twice in 1 week.
Facts.
Let alone.
You're talking twice. That time, it was a struggle for me to hang out once a week, bro. Like, what? Joseph, didn't you just do something a month ago? Go sit down and read your book. Like, bro, that's what I heard.
No, I'm so proud of myself today. I hung out twice in one day.
Twice in one day. Y'all heard that?
No, okay. I hope mom and dad don't listen to this. Hannah, when she came over today, you know how she rung the doorbell and it was just like, oh, I'm bored. Nah, we planned that.
Wow.
We're supposed to go ride bikes. So I was like, who rides their bike? I haven't rode mine since I was 7. And I was just like.
And you were acting all innocent when she came over. And you know, and you had your father being like, you better go play outside. You better go. He literally was like pushing you like, you better go and go play. He was like, go do top. I was like, what the heck?
Tell her to come inside. Tell her outside to come inside.
What the heck? She's worse than I was at this age.
I'm sick. I was like, Hannah, my parents are gonna say no. I just hung out literally 2 hours ago, and I was like, and so we came up with this plan, and I was like, okay, I'll tell you when to leave your house, and then you can come over here, and yeah.
Wow, and you were acting all. No wonder you ran to the door. I should have. Well, then again, I wasn't upstairs. You know, I would have probably sussed it out.
I know. I tried to make it not obvious, so I just like was downstairs as soon as she left her house, because it's like a 10-minute kind of walk. So I was just like downstairs. So it's not like I came downstairs when the doorbell rang. I was just like already downstairs.
I would have sussed that. Wow. So if not that I had a guest lined up for next week, we just spend next week going over all my high school stories like that. But you see this girl, she already making plans like that. I could not. I could barely get to hang out once a week, and then people want to say, "Oh yeah, Joe was pop." No, she's about to be the popular one ever.
No, you. I don't know about that. I mean,
I knew people, but like I didn't hang out with people like that.
Yeah, that's the thing. That was me last year. I knew people, but I didn't hang out with people. But I'm trying to make an effort to like actually like talk to people a lot more, and so that I'm not just surface level friends with them, but that I have a relationship with them.
No, that'll only last a year. Like I said, I thought me and Tara were like that junior year, and the thing is, we had like 2 or 3 classes together, so we would always be talking constantly throughout the day, and then we would even like leave Children's class. Jay Chili, we would leave his class and go on walk, and he would already know, Tara, the cheer drama can wait. It's not like I knew any of these people on the cheer squad. She would just always tell me the drama and just hear my opinion and blah blah blah. And I never after that. Everything just kind of faded. It's not like during the summer. Like I said, during the summer, who I hung out with was my squad. Ethan, Zoe, Sam. Like that was my squad. Evan. That was the people I like rolled with. That was the people I chilled with. But like all these outside people, they just wanted to go to parties, sneak over to people's houses.
I mean, I'm not friends with the people who I'm not friends with those public people, because those ones are like the ones that party every weekend and like all that stuff. I'm not friends with them. I mean, I'm friends with people who are friends with them, but I'm not like I've never spoken a word to some of them.
Plus, I don't know like what I really had in common with some of them. Like even if I was to go to their house, like what would I do? Like me and Sam, at least if we're not playing video games, we'll watch a show. We can chill and have like that conversation. A lot of the other people, like the reason I could fit in with them is because, bro, I got the code switch. I can literally talk their the slang that was like, yeah, I do that, back you up, I got you, that's it. But like other than that, what else am I supposed to? There's no way I'm gonna let them know who I really was, and I just didn't roll like that, and I still don't roll like that. I keep to myself in the UMBC. Ain't no reason for people to know me as something like I hate that people really think I was that guy in high school, because I really wasn't. I was really.
Did people think you were like a popular guy or like the nice popular guy?
They thought I was a nice popular guy.
Okay, well that's not bad.
Well, okay, some people, that's the people who know me, like let's say I want to say like the nerds. Yeah, the people who just saw me, because like I said, there are a lot of people who would see me from years prior and then would think that guy is mean. Like Carrie literally told me, like she told me she was scared. She was like that she was scared of me, that because she would see me hanging out with, so she thought she was one of those. I was one of those people. I was like, what? No, I just happen to know this person. I happen to be good at talking to people. Just be
nice. Like I'm nice to people personally.
I'm very nice to people.
You see someone in the hallway?
I go up to random strangers and just I start random conversations. Well, I'm a nice. They just see me walking with somebody like Chris, or see me like, because you know how extra we can be. So like if I get like shoved in the cafeteria, bro, it'll turn into this whole thing where we stand on top of the lunch table. The next thing you know, exactly, we're like those people. I remember when we whose book bag was it that I like threw all the way across the lunchroom, and the next thing you know, the teacher was literally just walking behind me as I was going, and I was like, damn, I knew it that day. I've never told you that story. I like threw somebody's I was not having it that day. I threw somebody's lunch bag or book bag across the lunchroom, and it just happened to be during the time one of the assistant principals was in the lunchroom, and she followed me back to my seat, and they were all like eating. I was like, what? And they were like, I turned around and I was like, and she said,
"Oh, is that when you slipped out of the?"
Yeah, okay. So she took me to her office, and she got walkied by somebody else, and I slipped out of her office, and I was walking out towards the back door, which leads back to the lunchroom, and one lady in the what's it called room was like, "Hey, where are you going?" And I literally ran to the left towards another table, sat there, and started eating some random guy's French fries with him. And then I watched her come out of the office, look to the left, look to the right for me, and then went out the lunchroom. And then she went to the right towards like the classrooms or everything. And I just went back to my like lunch table, and they didn't.
You down?
What were they gonna do? It's not like she didn't write anything down, and take my name or anything. All she knows is like, oh, some black guy threw it, and then she got walked over for something else. Bro, I literally slipped out of there, and it was if I did not the write up, the explaining to my mother, why were you throwing somebody's lunch bag?
That was so funny because one time in chorus, like in 6th grade, we had a long-term sub because our chorus teacher was pregnant or just had a baby, and the long-term sub was her name was Dr. Shu. She was like an Asian lady, and she kept mixing me up with this other only black chick, and in the class, her name was Tony. It was a big class, and I was sitting, and I think I was talking or whatever, and the lady, and she always used to call me Tony too. So I think I was talking, and she was like, "You stop talking. What is your name? I'm gonna write it down." And I was like, "Oh, my name's Tony," and everybody started laughing, and Tony was upset with me that day, and she thought it was Tony for real, and she wrote down Tony.
Wow. As much as I want to keep this conversation going, we're not to the point yet where we can have an hour-long conversation because our generation has short attention spans.
Yeah.
So let's call this one a wraps. But real quick before we go, I want to urge you guys to be with us next week. I have a special guest, a nice influencer. She has 10K followers on the Instagram?
I thought it was more than that.
I'm pretty sure it's like 10, maybe 12K.
Yeah.
She is a hair influencer. We're gonna have one of my good friends come join us on the podcast. So make sure you guys tune in for that. I think that's about it. So have a nice week, everybody. Oh.